Hi awesome people, welcome to the video on introduction of the book. And there's a specific reason with great intention why I did the book and not the pain book or the mind book. Because since you guys are awesome people, I want you guys to make an impact. Because that's the meaning of life, to contribute, to find someone, either yourself, someone you care about, the community, because the world needs you, okay? And so there's a reason why I say book, but not pain or the mind, because pain is an output issue. So if there's an output issue, there must be input that is impacting how output is happening. So changing the input can trickle down and have huge response to the output. Another output issue in life can be anxiety, depression, so mental health, learning is an output problem, right? You give a child good food, hugs and kisses, positive reinforcement, those input, the child may learn better, right? Sleep hygiene is one. Autoimmune health and wellness is all output issue, right? So you could take out the word pain and swap it for depression, anxiety, autoimmune. And then because I've dabbled in orthopedics, sports medicine, functional medicine, health and wellness, performance, it will apply, okay? So just make a note of that because we want to make impact, and I know you can. So here's some hard science, absolute truth about the mind. So your mind, from the beginning you conceive, remembers everything. Might be different to access, but it remembers everything. From the moment you're born, it remembers everything. Your mind hates secret. And this is the reason why when you go shopping to the bus, a stranger you have no idea will share the whole life, vent to you, and it feels good when you share because your mind hates secret. Your mind craves the idea that it needs to know and make sense of everything. We become too logical because it's trying to make sense of it because it's important for survival. If you see something, smell something, or have experience that doesn't make sense, it will do everything. And in this world of Google, YouTube, whatever it is, we could get overboard and then become to spin out into an over logical, thousand thought, racing mind, monkey mind, just to find a solution. Your mind will do anything, everything to achieve the latter task, even hurt yourself, your loved ones, whatever it is, community. You know yourself best, and this fact makes it hard in helping yourself because you remember everything subconsciously or consciously because you know everything. We can spin an illusion that can put us in defense and not offense to move forward. Okay, your whole existence is meant to do you. You must feel important, value, and that you matter. And that's important. That's why I have a fourth book on purpose, self-improvement. I don't have a title, but you're finding your own truth. Okay? Because if there's a misalignment between your truth and your environment, healing just is high effort, low output. And when we try really hard, everyone, this is the truth, and when we try hard and we barely get any result, we become frustrated and give up, and then it doesn't feel good. And then last, we are designed to grow and evolve as person. We're curious creatures, and we're designed to give. So we're designed to evolve as a person, and this adaptation is called neuroplasticity. And the book has an undertone of helping you to tap into neuroplasticity because just because where you're at, your state can shift. And there is research that shows that your brain will change, right? And so integrated brain is what the premise of the book is about. Integrating the mind, changing these patterns with knowledge and understanding of your brain, integrating it will help you or your loved ones to change their output. So let's start with an exercise, okay? But before we start with the exercise, before the 2000s, let's give you a history of pain. Before 2000, everything was about anatomy. You have a tendon problem, shoulder problem, knee problem, we'll fix it, right? But pain pills, opioid epidemic is on the rise. Surgery outcome, lower, even in the world of modern science. robotic science, okay? Regenerative science, right? And so there's a big push, and it's so important. I'm glad they did. And this is when I started, is identifying why. And so pain scientists, gather anybody that deals with pain, chiros, PTs, researchers, all gathered, right? And then they start explaining why Jane A and Jane B, they're twins. They live the same life, right? Same parent, so it's much contained variable why Jane A becomes a chronic pain sufferer and Jane B has a satisfying life. And so there's research that tries to identify predictive. I love these research because they're trying to predict who, when have autoimmune, who, when have pain, who have an injury, who after a car accident are more likely to be in chronic pain. I identify these risk factors and address it. They're not about structural. Very few is about structural, but they're about expectation, beliefs, social support, community, your relationship with your doctor, okay, and their staff. Because you can have a wonderful doctor, but the staff is horrible, right? Then the odds are not in your favor. So we're still learning more, but that plants the seed why it's important for you to do you, understand you, to really be clear with that, and to really tap into neuroplasticity to shift patterns, to shift output. So before I end this video, I want you to understand that context matters. I should have said this from the beginning. So everything about you and the context of you makes a huge difference in your pain output. Have you ever had this experience where, and this happens to me a lot, I'm a big music fan, right? I listen to a lot of different music, songs and stuff, and there's a lot of songs that doesn't resonate with me, right? I skip it. I skip it whenever I hear it, I skip radio to another radio station. But whenever I watch a movie and there's context to that song, it changed the meaning of that song. And then it makes me fall in love with it. A real life example. I don't like classical music, and Twilight is a movie saga that's not my fan. But at wedding day, my wife, Rebecca, chose a song to walk down the aisle. It's a classical kind of version of a song. She's like, okay, I want this. And I'm like, okay, we'll have it. But because there's meaning behind it, there's context behind that song, ever since my wedding day, I love classical music. I appreciate it, a lot. So yes, you're gonna have pain, but changing the context, the meaning behind it, can really dampen the suffering of pain, the output that's happening. Okay, so it's a different output. And then the reason why that's important to understand that context matters is because pain, hopefully this is an aha moment, I'll say it slow, pain is designed to really help you. Pain is a protective response. Pain makes sure that you have another birthday. Pain is what helps you to have a better relationship with your body, right? So it's doing that intelligently, and it doesn't 1%, even 1%, want to hurt you. Let's swap it out for another output issue. Your anxiety is there to actually protect you. It's there to make sure you have another birthday. Understanding and having an understanding of why your body's doing that, between the science of the neuroscience reason behind that, will help you to practice these habits that the second half of the book will talk about. So then that way you set the odds in your favor and you practice what I call the IT factor, the ITTE, intentional tenacity and training of oneself. Then you can live a life with better enjoyment and less suffering that the output is trying to dampen. All right, okay? And so by having that better relationship, and you see things differently, then you can help yourself, practice this teaching to a loved one, and then we can all help each other. See you next video, chapter 1 summary.